Monster Girl Adventures, now renamed MGA Classic Edition, was an old game I wrote back in 2019, probably one of the most extensive and unfortunately popular games I've ever put out. It was kind of a mess for a variety of reasons, mostly for 3 simple reasons actually. I was just learning the basics of what I wanted to be doing without really securing my own style yet. I was focused on the setting over the mechanics, and I was actually primarily working with MGW, or Monster Girl World Building on TG. GW itself is an entire story of agony and suffering, with Classic Edition owed quite a bit to that, including its bulk and completely bizarre series of editions. I appealed to the beast. Mostly I appealed to a beast that disliked but fanatically abided by Monster Girl Encyclopedia and its various quirks. After a lot of humming and hawing, I decided to take the plunge and rewrite the entire thing, which is to say I sacrificed it upon an altar of progress and let it breathe. Monstered Edition was an effort to do 2 main things: create a simpler and more relaxed game, as well as removing all of the encyclopedia's influence from it. To make sure that it could walk, I needed to cut the chaff, and cut I did. ReMonstered Edition is a dice pool system with the goal to roll a 5 up to score success. If you score a 10 or higher, congrats, you scored 2 successes. However, there's a catch. While your attributes may primarily be D6s, the main point is actually to have multiple ways to add different sized die or increase the size of the die for enhanced effects and better results. With attributes being the core, the main 4 of these can be used for a variety of situations, and I heavily encouraged you to use them for those diverse situations. Skills aren't actually 1s or 2s anymore, but rather just a pick and choose to increase your attributes, with humans having more to choose from, but often having just a lower base value of attributes. One of the major changes from Classic to ReMonstered was the presence of endurance and injuries. While the original was pretty heavy on its combat focus and other problems, I decided to tone back that aspect quite a bit in ReMonstered, if only for my own sanity. Most characters can draw upon their endurance consistently, while injury takes a bit longer to recover from, but most characters are pretty damn hardy and won't go down very easily unless they really are focused. One of the largest changes and main points was the affection and desire system. Your relationships play an important part in ReMonstered, as they not only give you additional die when you're assisting, but they act as a general measure of your abilities. You don't actually increase your abilities naturally, instead relying on your companions to hand you affection at the end of the session to increase attributes, skills, or even your abilities you've associated with them. Your desire toward the target not only scores you more affection with them, but becoming closer to one another boosts both of your power levels, because the power of love is not only real, it's optimal. Outside of that, most of the project was mostly fixing and repairing, with the original 19 monster types being replaced with 23 due to splitting up some of them, though almost all of the uncorrupted races have been scrapped in favor of keeping it simple with just humans. Combined with reworking of the confrontation system to be more lighthearted and simple to understand, I took a 124-page behemoth and cut it down to a measly 66, though I really should double down and finish writing the GM section, but that's just lore and other stupid stuff. I also cut a vast majority of the overt sexy times out of it. This is a PG-13 game, mostly. Now, if you want to go down that depraved nightmare route, well, I can't stop you. My name is Notepad Anon, and this was Monster Girl Adventures ReMonstered Edition. If you want to check it out, the links are all below. Many thanks to the plutocrats as always, and I bid thee adieu.